The traffic tie-up stretched for miles last night. For many, a normal commute of just a few minutes took several hours. Eyewitness News reporter Sean Daly has more on our continuing team coverage now from the state DOT. He's live in Providence with the mobile newsroom.
Yes, Mike, the central question statewide, as it was in Providence, as you just heard there from Jared Holbrook, is what went wrong? And those three little words are way more complicated to answer than they are to ask. We were here at the State House this morning where the top leaders of state government all gathered to try to answer that question, and we got no easy answers. It's a convoluted tangle of situation, almost as convoluted as the traffic itself yesterday. It's a combination, they said, of when the snow fell, how quickly it fell, and when the schools and the businesses released, the schools, the students, the businesses, the workers. They say, looking back on it, they should have done something differently, although they didn't say exactly what they should do differently. No one stepped up to the plate and said, I'm the guy who blew it. But clearly the tone in there today, and we'll get to some sound in a second here, the tone is that something did go horribly wrong. They're talking about a post-mortem, looking back on it, trying to figure out what they could have done differently. Probably the most direct answers came from Governor Kachiri's chief of staff. The governor is now over in Kuwait. He had been in Iraq. He's in Kuwait now, we're told. The chief of staff is a guy by the name of Brian Stern. And here's what he said in response to the direct question, should heads roll?
Heads rolling or anything else, just like any major event that we have, we're going to get all the parties together. We're going to say what went right, what went wrong, what needs to be done to fix it.
How about embarrassment? Is anybody embarrassed about what happened? About the mess that everyone knows was real?
Well, I think that the fact that the storm was the way it was, I wouldn't say embarrassed, I would say more outraged and upset that people were sitting on the highway and people were in school buses for hours on end.
Embarrassed and upset at the state level, but at the actual citizen level, I think there was way more than just that. There was deep anger. We have a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of people, of course, who lived through this. Mr. Stern said in the very end there, in what might have been, I think, the understatement of the news conference, that there's always room for improvement. And my summary, my sense of what they all were saying collectively, although none of them said it individually, my sense is that what they needed was more brains than brawn. It wasn't just about trucks and getting trucks out there at the right time. It was about thinking it out in advance and possibly getting those schools to release earlier, getting the businesses to release earlier, and getting some sort of a coordinated effort. The leadership, it's the sense that of the reporters who were in there listening to all the answers to all the questions of all the various officials, the leadership in this moment at this time with the governor in Iraq and now in Kuwait, the leadership was lacking. Live here at the State House with the Providence Mobile Newsroom. Sean Daly, Eyewitness.